What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit your subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Our Kind of People, Season 1, Episode 3. So we start this episode off with Angie having a dream about her mom. You know, they're dancing, and, you know, they have this whole little secret dance. I mean, not secret dance, but like their specialized dance. And somewhere in the mix, her mother disappears again. She wakes up. You know, she's like, listen, mama, I need to know. Like, I need to know the answer to these questions. And she ends up throwing the picture of her mom, which lets you know she is a little angry, okay? It is Juneteenth, and all I can think was, we've been doing all this and we ain't even at Juneteenth yet? Damn. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, damn. Anyway, it's Juneteenth. It's a whole celebration on the island. Everybody's celebrating Juneteenth, including the Franklins, who have this whole, you know, red to black and green rose ceremony situation going on, which, of course, ain't none of them invited to. Angie and her people are not invited, okay? But Angie says, listen, I've got to get into that incubator program because I have got to get into Franklin industry so I can find out what's going on. I don't know why people think that people's deepest, darkest secrets are just going to be sitting like out in the open. Like, girl, all I gotta do is get my foot in the door and I can find out everything I want. Ciao. Anyway, so they getting ready. Nikki says she's excited because there's a lot of stuff going on down to the island. There are parties and poetry readings and stuff, and she is excited. And Angie said she's talking to Aunt Peg, and she said, I'm so happy to see that, you know, she is settling in, and, you know, it's making it all worth it, because, you know, that's what I'm here for, honey. That's what I'm here for. And she is painting some red bottoms with fingernail polish, talking about she got her presentation and she got to put on a good look. Girl, didn't your man buy you some red bottoms 2 episodes ago? Don't you have some red bottoms? Girl, really though, the red shoe polish, that's what we doing? People still doing that? Anyway. And she's let Peg know, listen, I got to find out what's going on, okay? I need to get to the bottom of all of this. I need to get to the bottom of all of this, okay? Now, while Nikki is going upstairs looking for her Juneteenth banners, because her and her grandmother Juneteenth was a real big deal to Miss Eve, and she's going to look for more banners because the whole house, the little area is already decorated with the balloons and everything else, but she needs more. She needs more of it, okay? So, she sees on social media somebody then posted a video of her fighting down to the school, at her last school. Remember, we found out she had gotten into some trouble and she got put out. Girl, she is beating the brakes off this woman. Okay, this little girl. She is beating the brakes off of her. And we found out later on in the episode that whole fight started over some colorism comments because her grandmother had gone up to the school for career day and some of the girls were making fun of her mama's complexion, talking about she was black as a skillet, and she got into a fight about it. Listen. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm just leave that there. I'm just a high school student fighting over something like that. But again, I guess kids fight over the dumbest things. So I'm gonna leave that there. In the meantime, and in between time, what's her name? Lauren done got out of jail. Okay. Her daddy done went and picked her up. They done made bail. She's still Taylor's still pressing charges, but she done made bail. And in the meantime, she told her daddy, "Listen, daddy, I am gay. Okay, I like girls. This is what I do." He was like, "Okay." Of course, the total opposite reaction from her mama. Mama sees her and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad we got you out of jail, girl. Go get dressed because we got to get ready for this rose ceremony, okay? We have to go get ready for this whole rose situation that is going on. And Morris Chestnut says, listen, that is the difference between me and you. You are pushing her. I listen to her, okay? I said, oh, here we go. Now, while all of that is going on down to the house, them getting ready for the rose ceremony, you know, I guess bachelor style, right? Over to the house, over to Angie's little loft house salon situation she got going on. Lance Gross, Chocolate Thunder, is installing security cameras that she didn't ask for. She was like, well, how much is this going to charge you? He was like, nah, that's on me. You know, we got a lot to protect here. Okay. I ain't think nothing of it at first, but of course, we're going to find out later on that it's more to it than that. So, Angie goes down to Franklin to pitch her idea for, for the incubator program. And of course, Leia is there and she is not hearing it. And of course, she brings up some valid points, but in a shady way. She tells her maybe she needs to change her packaging. Maybe it would be a little bit more appealing to people if she changed it. And Angie is like, I'm not doing it. It's named after my mama. I have sold it. It is, it's been doing well for me. I'm not interested in changing the packaging. And she was like, well, this program is about how we help y'all get to the next level. And if you're not going to listen to our critiques and our suggestions, then maybe this program ain't for you. My answer is a no. Have a nice day. So when they're leaving there, they, of course, end up, Angie and Leah end up having another little showdown. And Angie ends up keying the woman's car. I mean, they have this whole conversation about what ghetto is and her being ghetto and whatever, anyway. She ends up keying the woman's car, I said, well, that's what you're going to do. And after all of that, then she goes to her social media, because Angie has a whole social media thing she does. And she's asking her followers, should I change the packaging? Like, I was told that maybe this is what I need to consider doing. What do y'all think? Y'all think I need to change the packaging or nah? And we see that Leia is in her chat. So she's watching this social media, live or whatever. They just keeping tabs on each other. Because, of course, now we know that, it's been confirmed that that's her sister. And so it's all about seeing how they're going to move with each other. So we see that Joe Morton, and this was a cute little scene. We see Papa Pope, because that's what he is, child. He Papa Pope. Papa Pope and Morris Chestnut. He says, listen, Morris Chestnut is in there asking for his company back. He said, listen, we done paid the bailout money back. We're ahead of schedule. But I need access to the books. And Joe Morton was like, let me tell you something. Papa Pope said, listen, maybe it's just the Q dog in me, but I would have never agreed to, the difference between me and you is I would have never agreed to that type of a buyout, and I definitely wouldn't agree to give up my company. So at the end of the day, you don't get your company back until the whole loan is paid off. We've had this conversation. We ain't doing it no more. So Morris Chestnut, he was like, nope. Morris Chestnut was like, well, I might be a pretty boy, but the thing about us pretty boys is that we carry a big cane. Now, of course, if you don't understand the Divine Nine, then you don't get a lot of those references, but it was real cute how they threw that in there. I'm assuming that Joe Morton is a member of Omega Psi Phi and that Morris Chestnut is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, because that's what the whole back and forth between them was. It was cute. It was a real cute exchange, and once again, it's connecting that whole, I don't want to say black elite, but that whole situation. Anyway, but now we get a little backstory as to how Morris Chestnut lost his company. Now, we don't know exactly how he lost the company, but we know that somewhere along the line he needed their help, and that's how Papa Pope got control of his company. Now, Leia goes to visit her mom down to the, I guess, hospital / living home situation. Anyway, and her mother has been sedated because they say that she, was acting up. And Leia's trying to talk to her about the rose ceremony. And we get a flashback in this moment where her mother had actually started the rose ceremony. And we see that her mother is having some sort of a manic moment. Leia is a kid, and her mother is trying to talk to her about getting ready for the rose ceremony and having the perfect rose. And she's being very obsessive over the rose being the wrong color. And she's telling her to practice your lines, know what your lines are when it's time for the rose ceremony. And she starts going off about how the roses are the wrong color. And what we find out in that moment is that her mama ain't just started dealing with this. Her mother has mental illness, and they've been sedating her ass for years, okay? Because we saw a guy come in with a syringe and sedate her and walk her off. And then we see, Teddy come in and talk to baby Leia and say, listen, your mama is weak. Your mama's sick, and that's a sign of weakness. But we ain't weak. I need you to, say it with me. We not weak. So then she says, well, mama, let me do your hair. Let me do your hair, mama. And, of course, she go to do her mama's hair. And what's sitting there? Some Eve's Crown products. So she is pissed, honey. She is upset, and she is pissed. Next thing you know, she goes to visit Angie and wants to know, why you down to my mama house? Why are you bothering my mama? And she said, girl, because I had questions that needed answered, okay? And she said, what you really mean you wanted to ask her about my daddy? She said, don't you mean our daddy? Because I know you know by now that he mine. And she said, well, I heard that you're trying to make some claims. She said, oh, no. Because I got the DNA test to prove it. She was like, how you get the DNA? Don't you worry about how I got the DNA. Just know that you my sister and I have proof of it. So let's drop all the pretense of what it is. So then Leah writes her a check, child, or Leah writes her a check. And, of course, it was that flashback moment to when Angie tried to give her a check in that first episode. She was like, I know you ain't about to write me no check. So she tells her, listen, I don't care how much you put on that check. You're not going to get rid of me that fast. I'm here for a reason. I'm on a mission, and I'm not leaving until I'm ready to leave. And she tries to give her the check back, but of course she won't take the check, child. But she ends up going to see Papa Pope with that check. She said, listen, first of all, can we talk about how she was able to get into that man's office, in his corporate office, with you got past security, you got past the security, the secretary, the second secretary, the assistant. Like, you just walked up in this man's whole corporate headquarters into his office, and ain't nobody stop you, ain't nobody say nothing. You just got right on in. Girl, bye. But okay. So they have this whole showdown moment. She said, listen, if you're going to send your minions to buy me off, she said, at least if you're going to buy me off, you can do it yourself and not send your minions to come and do it for you. And he was like, girl, what you talking about? And she, shows him the check, and she burns the check in front of him and said, listen, there's no amount of money that you can give me for me to go away. Like, I need to know what happened to my mom. I need to understand. And at the end of the day, you was never a daddy to me, and I don't know why. Like, why? Like, you literally walked away from me. I sat in the rain waiting for you, and you wouldn't even turn around and say goodbye to me. And so you made my mama all these promises and didn't deliver on nothing. So please know and please understand, I'm not playing with you, Papa Pope. And we see the handshaking again. Now, I missed the handshaking in the last episode, but Ebby Reviews and El Teddy 27 saw it. And we see it again. He's got the handshaking thing going. It's really bad. It's really bad. And he's turning on the charm. I really loved your mother. Oh, my gosh, you look just like her. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And she was like, boy, ain't nobody trying to hear all of that. Like, you, And he said, well, what is it that you want? Like, what is it that we can? And she said, nah, nothing. Nothing, just like what you've always given me, which was nothing. And I said, I ain't buying this shit. Like, he trying to act like he give a damn. He don't give a damn. He want her off that island as fast as he can get her off that island. And next thing you know, we see Aunt Peggy. Aunt Peggy driving around the island in the middle of the night with a map. Child, Papa Pope done rolled up on her. She said, you already came at me and tried to intimidate me, but please understand, I'm not to be intimidated. You bought up all of this land shortly after I had my little incident. She said, he was like, you mean when you killed your boy? So now Aunt Peggy is a murderer. Papa Pope done helped cover up the murder, and they suspect that the land is buried on the island, on Teddy's land. So Teddy says to her, listen, this is what I need you to do. You need to get Angie up off this island as soon as possible. She said, I done tried to tell you that girl is as stubborn as a tick. I can't get her off this island. He said, you need to get off this island because you called my bluff. I called your bluff. But please understand, at the end of the day, I hold the trump card. So you don't want to go there. I said, Lord, here we go with more secrets, okay? Now we got dead bodies buried over in the island somewhere. Now, down at the beach, Taylor is out the hospital and partying it up, having a good time. Her and Nikki. Now, here's where, y'all, I'm really trying to get through this episode and not talk about what in this episode don't make no sense. But Taylor is down at the beach partying with Lauren. Now, it didn't look like they were together, but they together like in the same vicinity. I promise you, if I get charged with attempted murder of somebody, I promise you that when I'm out on bail, part of the contingency of me being out on bail is that I don't go nowhere near the person that I'm accused of trying to kill. Why they down at the beach partying like it ain't no problem? Girl, what? Nikki almost get into a fight, or no, she got into a fight with one of Lauren's friends, and later on her and Taylor are talking, and Taylor, confides in her that, me and Lauren really in a relationship. She was like, girl, I know. I saw your phone. Remember you gave me your phone with no security on it, and I went through it. Girl, I know. She said, that fight, it's something in me, when I was in school, I got into a really bad fight, which I just found out is all over the social media. I tried to fight today. I really need to figure out and learn how to control myself, but I miss my grandma. I'm mourning my grandma. She was my best friend. Nobody understands me. I'm here all myself. And Taylor said, girl, it was a mistake. It's no big deal. I made a mistake my damn self. Lauren ain't trying to push me off that boat. But all I knew was I woke up in that hospital and I was mad. So I blamed her. And Nicole was like, well, girl, it's not too late. Like, you could take it back. It's not too late. Now, while all this is going on, Angie done went out on a date with Nick, okay? And he's showing her that he wants to build VIP suites in the new stadium that Franklin is building, right? And, he's showing her what it would look like. And, he's going to make his pitch and, all of this and all of that. And she said, she was like, I believe in you. Like, I think you can make this happen. Like, I'm trying to do some good things. You trying to do some good things. We could be some movers and shakers. He said, yeah, because I want to be seen as more than just the kid that took the handout from the Franklins. I need to, right now I am the man. But I need to expand, outward. Okay. Now, back down to the Franklin mansion, Leah has admitted to her husband that Angie is her sister. She said, listen, I done found out that Angie belonged to the maid, okay? She is my bastard half sister, but, it is what it is. We got to deal with it however we got to deal with it. He's like, what? Your sister? Ooh. Now I kind of understand some things about why y'all keep at each other. Now, down to the house, Nikki comes home high. Now, remember, Nikki got in trouble. Nikki damn near was in jail because she was, getting high and running with the wrong crowd. Angie is waiting for her when she get home. She goes to take her phone from her to punish her, and she sees the picture on social media because she said, girl, you off social media for a week. So she said, I'm deleting it off your phone for a week. So when she goes to delete it, of course, that is the first video that she sees. And Nikki tells her, listen, I was mad because I lost my best friend. My grandma is my best friend. Nobody understands me. Nobody is here for me like my grandma is here for me. I hate it here. And she runs off, whatever. So then we see Angie talking to Aunt Peggy about, she said, I've just failed my daughter. I didn't see her pain. I didn't realize how much pain she was in. She's been mourning my mom. And this is where all this acting out is coming from. And I've just been handling it all wrong. Well, Peggy said, girl, what are you talking about? Like, the last year, you've dedicated the last year of your life to trying to help this girl. No, you are a good mother. You didn't miss it. It just is what it is sometimes. And she said, you know what? I need to get into that party because I need to get in that incubator program. And I'm going to go and ask the only person that can make it happen, Teddy. So, baby, she dressed in her best red suit and her cornrow wig. And she rolls up on Teddy to ask him to get her in the incubator program. Now, what I find interesting is that at this party that's at your daughter's house, you got security. You got security at the party, but you didn't have no security at your office. Okay, whatever. But Angie asked him to get her in the incubator program. And he tells her, listen, I can't make it happen. That's Leah's baby. And I can't overstep her authority. I can't make that happen. She said, so basically what you're telling me is the one thing I'm asking you for is the one thing you can't give me because as your daughter, you asked me what you could do. I told you what you could do, but you just not going to do nothing. Okay, cool. Now, while they having this conversation, the grandson rolls up on Papa Pope, a.k.a. Teddy, and says, Granddad, Grandma is tripping. Come get her. He was like, Grandma? What the hell is she doing here? Come to find out, Lauren done went and broke the grandmama out of the hospital, and she is there having a whole manic moment talking about the roses are wrong, the roses are wrong. And Leah is trying to get her to calm down. And, of course, they got media and people taking pictures of the whole incident. Angie rolls up from where she was having her conversation with Papa Pope. And the mama sees her and starts calling her Leah. She said, that's not your daughter. I am. She was like, you're not my daughter. I don't know who you are. Okay? That is my daughter. And it turns into a whole fool-la-la. The mama falls down, knocks over the whole table of roses. They get her up. They get her in a wheelchair. And finally, Leia has hit her wall. She said, that is enough is enough. She said, I am your daughter. That is the bastard daughter. That's the daughter that daddy had with the maid. And of course the press is there and they are clicking. And now they got to figure out, oh my goodness, we don't let the cat out the bag. What are we going to do? So Angie was like, listen, my mama always said, you know, you got to take the bull by the horns and not by the butt. We need to go ahead and just tell the media what's going on, and that way we control the narrative. So they speak to the media, they make that announcement that they are family, and, you know, this isn't how we wanted to tell y'all, but it is what it is. And Angie takes that opportunity to say yes, and as a show of goodwill, I will be in the Franklin's incubator program. So, you know, she was slick about it. I ain't even mad at you, Angie. I ain't even mad at you. So Angie done backdoored and slid her way into the incubator program because, of course, she thinks she's going to find some deep, dark secrets down to the Franklin headquarters, child. So then we see Teddy, a.k.a. Papa Pope, talking to Nick. Come to find out, he installed those security cameras so Papa Pope could keep an eye on Angie. Now, I think that's a little creepy. What if she decided to walk around the house naked? You're going to be looking at your daughter naked? That's a little creepy. But we see Nick can't be trusted because he on that bull hockey with Papa Pope. We also find out, he said, well, what can I do for you? Like, I really want to help you. You doing a solid for me. I really want to help you out. And he was like, you know, I'm going to get you in. You can do them VIP suites down to the stadium. So he got what he wanted, we think. Because I don't for a minute believe that he going to make good on it. I think he going to make him think he making good on it to keep him in his good graces. He ain't about to let that boy do no daggone, the VIP suites down to his new stadium. Ciao, bye. So after Nick leaves, Papa Pope gets a phone call confirming what? Confirming that he has Parkinson's from his doctor. So we see they got that whole storyline coming in there. Lauren is having a hard time adjusting to the fact that she got a cousin. And she was like, you wasn't going to tell me nothing. You wasn't going to tell me nothing. Got me running around here hating this girl. And come to find out she my cousin. I mean, I still don't like her. That hasn't changed. But come on, you wasn't going to say nothing to me, Ma. You wasn't going to say nothing. Then we see Angie talking to her daughter. And once again, she's trying to bond with her about the relationship with her mom. And, you know, she's saying, listen, she was my best friend. Like, I miss her so much, you know. I was acting out because I was in a lot of pain. And, you know, they have a whole a mother-daughter bonding moment. And, y'all, that is pretty much the episode, okay? A lot went down. Oh, no. Rewind. Nope. I was about to miss the last part. Nikki talks about her dad. She's like, well, I know that he was just a one-night stand and you don't know who he is. I said, damn. That's what you tell your daughter? That it was just a one-night stand and you don't know who her daddy is? Damn. But we see her going and visiting some dude in jail. And he was like, what you doing here? And she said, I think it's time for Nikki to know the truth. Lord, you might be better off just letting her think he was a one-night stand. Like, now you're going to tell her that her daddy in jail? What he in jail for? Because if he's still in jail and she's 15, 16 years old, whatever he did must have been kind of serious. What he in jail for? Anyway, y'all let me know. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.